Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this she's actually Latino, but she identifies as black. I mean, she does not hide the fact that she has black ancestry and all that. And she was talking about the disconnect between Latinos and black Americans. And she actually went further to explain so many things. And also, it is also crazy how people in her circles do not want to identify that blackness in them, and also do not want to do anything, do not want to have anything to do with black or black Americans, right? And then it boils down to how anti-black they are. It is just, I mean, it's crazy knowing that somebody got black ancestry, or I don't know how to say that, but I think I'm saying, I mean, you have this blackness in you, or probably you have the other side, but you just do not want to, like, have anything to do with black people or blackness. I mean, you don't want to experience that. You don't want to, like, be part of it. But then some of them, when there is need for, I mean, so if there is need for them to benefit something that got to do with black, some of them try to benefit it, or they start asking, what about us and all that. And that boils down to some certain things that I experienced, or I probably watched, where Erica Mena, I mean, she's Hispanic, called a black person Blue Moon and Key, right? And also use the N-word. She uses the N-word. I mean, she calls people, uses black racial slurs on them, acts all black. Okay, some of them also cannot do without even black men. That is another one. But do not even want to identify that. I mean, like, they do not want anything to do with black, blackness. They let go, or should I say they forget it and dump it. And even some of them that try to identify as black or something, I mean, they also try to treat you like you don't belong and all that. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comments. So straight up, let's get into it.
Wow, this is a perfect example of the effects of Mejora la Raza in Latin America. All right, so you're saying here, the interesting part of all of this is that in a society where race acts as a tool of measurement, you, not your father or grandpa, would not be considered an Afro-Latino. Look at yourself and reflect on all this information that you are providing about blackness that you would not meet. Don't you think that it is very ignorant of you to insert yourself in this issue, to say, yes, I, a person of light complexion with Eurocentric features, experience the same thing as someone with a darker complexion. I too experience discrimination based on my skin color, condescending of ridicule. Well, first and foremost, I at no time, across any of my content, or any place for that matter, have ever stated that my life experience has been one like a person of a darker complexion. I have not lived a life of discrimination. I have not lived a life where I have experienced racism. I have experienced xenophobia, yes, but I have not experienced racism. I've never been discriminated against because of the color of my skin. So I've never claimed to have lived a black experience where I am discriminated against. I don't have control over the way that people identify me. I can only be completely aware of who I am. And in saying that, I also say, which I've said before, I'm completely aware that to a lot of people, I am racially ambiguous. But it's up to me to tell people who I am and to identify myself, not up to other people. And I do not need to conform to your idea of who I am, who I'm supposed to be, or how I'm supposed to identify myself, especially when I know where I come from and I know my roots. The thing that so many people like you, and especially people within my own Dominican background, cannot seem to grasp is, how is it that I have the audacity to identify with a concept of quantifying blackness outside of Dominican cultural lens, or of Latino lens as a whole, for that matter. It boggles a lot of people's minds. You have a problem with me, a Latino person, someone of Dominican background identifying with being a black person in the diaspora, identifying with being an Afro-Latina. We have a problem with that because of the way that I look, because we all understand, I mean, most people, I would think by this point, know that race is not real. Biologically, there is no race. Rather, race is a social construct, and people assign race to themselves and others based upon how they look. However, there's more to that, especially when you look at the Black American community, when you have people that look like me or present whiter than me who identify and claim blackness, because it's not just color, it's also culture, it's also heritage, it's also customs and lived experience. It's all of those things. You can't just look at one part of it and say, okay, because of this, you're not black. The whole experience of being black in the United States has a lot to do with how black people, despite their presentation, black Americans, were able to band together under the banner of blackness. That never happened in Latin America. And when you look at Mejorar la Raza, what you understand is these two opposing ideas between Latinos and Black Americans. And everything that you're saying is just, really highlights that. It just shows the effects of it. Where Black Americans were taught to honor their ancestors, no matter what they looked like, by still identifying with their blackness, claiming being black, claiming being a part of the Black community, regardless of their presentation, because that is how you honored your ancestors, who could never escape their blackness, who could not hide from their blackness, who were treated differently because of their blackness. That was the way to honor their ancestors. This was a way to always keep that connection and honor, that even though I may be living a completely different life and I don't have that struggle that you had, I was not in bondage like you were, or because I look lighter and more of my Euro features are showing up, right? And I really don't have to live that life, but I still choose to, because I want to represent those ancestors that fought to live, that survived, that fought for me, right? So the principle of that and understanding that when it comes to the Black American community, it's complete opposition to the whole concept of Mejorar la Raza that taught people in Latin America for generations, you have to better your race. You are black. You are at a disadvantage. You have to look for ways to get away from your blackness. So you look for a whiter mate, and you look forward to those mixed children that will present more of that whiteness. And you look forward to those grandchildren also seeking whiter mates until you get to at least the second or third generation. Then you know by then, if we keep marrying white, that is how we'll be identified. That is what we will be known as. That is how we can live. And this black ancestor that fought so hard, that went through a whole different experience than you did, gets erased because nobody is representing them anymore. Because people are caught up on phenotypical presentation. And that is the disconnect between Black Americans and Latinos. It's a whole different concept, a whole different way of thinking. So you can continue to remain bothered by somebody like me, but I'm going to continue to live in my truth, and I'm going to continue to honor my Black Dominican father and my Black Dominican grandfathers. I'm going to honor them, and I'm going to claim them in my present right now, and I'm going to continue to stand and say that I am Afro-Indigenous, I'm Afro-Latina, I'm Afro-Dominican, and people like you are just going to have to deal with it.
Man, it's really crazy how people are also going to fight you because you want to identify as Black. I mean, but it's just crazier to know that all of them have this Black ancestry and all that, but they choose to deny them. And I really don't understand this. Let them keep denying that, because in the end, it is going to be Black affairs eventually. And I hope they don't come back, looking for a way to fit in, because it's gonna be too late. It's just crazy. I don't understand them with this, especially Latinos. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard for me to understand that, someone that has, there is blackness in his DNA and a lot. Even from his own family, maybe his father is Black or his grandfather is Black, and then the rest are, they just want to deny that part. They don't even want to have that blackness. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want any. I don't know, but I see a lot of them, like, each time you tell them that you are black, you want to identify, especially themselves. When they see one of them trying to identify as a black person, I mean, they want to tell you that you are not black. I mean, they will also remind you, sorry, you are not, you are Latino, and the rest of it. And then when they, okay, it's just amazing how some of them also use black. They use the N word, they use durag, they will use almost everything that got to do with. But when you tell them you are you not, they say, no, I am not black, Papito, I am not black, no. What? That's why, okay, I think I have probably posted the video where Erica Mena called a black person, black, I think blue, mon, and I was like, whoa, how did that happen? I mean, some of them, I know they are so anti-black, but then when you look at the reason why they are being anti-black and all of that, it does not make any sense. I don't know how somebody is just going to deny deny the other part of him and then claim the other part. I don't know how. You can also, if you think, yeah, like, worst comes to, you can also acknowledge both parties, but the other side, I do not want to have anything to do with it. And that is crazy. It makes me like, look at the hate comments she is getting because she want to identify as black, Afro black or something. And they are telling her you are Latin. You are not supposed to. It is them. I don't care. If they want to be anti-black, let them be anti-black. But when you want to be anti-black, stop using black things. Stop making black, stop using the N-word, stop using the right, wherever there is something to benefit as a black person, make sure you are not there to benefit anything and continue to be I am not black at all. I am not black. No, Dominican. That is funny. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Oh my God. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.